Hey, bless up, y'all. It's King Kevin in the building. Man, African New World Order. You hear me? New African World Order is going down 2023. I know you guys seen what has been going on. I'm sure it's all over the news. I don't even watch news like that. But you know, the coups that have been happening, the one that just happened in Niger, which is long awaiting because France has been plundering or exploiting the people for a long time, impoverishing the country, um, extracting all the uranium, which is used for nuclear weapons and nuclear warheads, all kind of craziness. The U.S. been militarized. Well, actually, the U.S. and France been militarizing the whole area, that whole western part area, the militarization of just they're building military schools and military defense weapons. They just they giving them billions of dollars of military weapons, but not doing anything for developing the countries in West Africa. You feel me? They're giving them weapons. They're arming the men. As a matter of fact, the what's it been 8 coups in the past 11 years of all the coups that have been going on in that country is people who were supported by America and France, just to be honest with you. So what we are watching right now, even though the militarization of the western part of Africa is going down, they've been using it to reverse it against the oppressors. Now, right now, you got Burkina Faso, Mali, Guinea. They're saying that if they try to invade Nigeria because of the new coup that just happened, because the Western powers, U.S., France, I don't know what other country, but they're saying that if they don't put back the original president in power, they're going to invade Nigeria. Now, Burkina Faso, Guinea, and Mali, and I'm sure other groups of African countries, African leaders, going to join forces. Be like, look, if y'all gonna come and do that, you declaring war. We're gonna fight. So they're supposed to have a deadline Sunday to put back the president that was in power, but that didn't happen. So they just had this big conference in Nigeria, and who knows what came about of this conference. But the president, what we do know is, bottom line is that president not getting back into power. He's another puppet of the European powers. You know what I mean? So I say all that to say this. Right now, we are witnessing new history in the making. History is being made right now as we speak because Africa has an opportunity. The whole history of Africa, before these African leaders, the whole history before them, knowing what happened with Thomas Sankara, who's assassinated in Burkina Faso, Patrice Lumumba, who's assassinated, Muammar Gaddafi, who's assassinated. Man, there's so many names of people who was assassinated. Steve, wow, what's his name? Steve Ikmo, what's his name? The brother out there in South Africa. You guys got to know this dude name here, man, because what was his name? Steve Biko. I started saying Eco, but it's Steve Biko out down there in South Africa who's assassinated. This guy, and let me say this right quick. I just learned about him maybe a week ago in South Africa. Now, we know all about South Africa. Two things we know about South Africa. The diamonds, who run by De Beers and these other diamond corporations. You have the big scholarship, the Rhodes Scholarship that comes out of South Africa. That money actually comes from the mining, the gold and diamond mining, and they feeling guilty. They want to create this scholarship to give to black people because they exploited the land. So everybody knows the Rhodes Scholarship. If you get the Rhodes Scholarship, you get to be what is it, $5,000-$10,000 semester or whatever. I never got a Rhodes Scholarship. You got to have like a huge GPA, but at the same time, what I do know about Rhodes Scholarship is that money is blood money. So if you guys get the Rhodes Scholarship and those schools just started, there's a little history for you. So look that up. Cecil Rhodes is actually the guy's name who the scholarship is named after. But we know all these assassination attempts that happened now. Burkina Faso original name, the France gave it to it. The name the France gave that country was Upper Voltaire, right? So when Thomas Sankara took over, he changed that name to the land of the incorruptible man, or people like to say the land of the upright. You feel me? So he changed the name, changed the country around in 3-4 years. The country went from literally, y'all, listen to this, literally from 1987 to, I'm sorry, 1983 to 1987, it went from, the literacy rate went from 13%, 13%, to the literacy increased to 87%, from 13 to 80%. It's just a matter of 3 years. This man did incredible. You feel me? And he took education very, very to heart. He was educated, and he seen how, you know, his people were being undeveloped. Very similar to what they've done to Haiti. And I'm going to explain that a little more on this episode I got going on. Because right now it's like 10:20 Eastern Standard Time. I should be working on my next book, which I'm pretty much done with, just touching it up. The Americas and France's 1,000-Year War Against Haiti, Assassination of a Nation, which is perfect timing because what's going on with France right now. Listen, if it was not for Haiti and the different countries in Africa, which is about 14 countries in Africa right now, paying France right now as we speak, right now, actually minus 3 countries, actually minus 4 countries, Nigeria, Guinea, Burkina Faso, Mali. So you got about 11 countries now who are paying France a total of $500 billion. $500 billion. That's with a B, not an M. You heard me right. $500 billion. Money that can be used for the infrastructure of their countries. So the new leader now, who was a brigade general, Ibrahim, I was calling him Abraham, but it's Ibrahim. This guy is young, 35 years old, the youngest president in the world. And he's definitely young president of Africa. Young cat, 35 years old, took over the country, Burkina Faso. He's wearing the red Marine hat that Thompson Kerr used to wear back in the day. He rocking that hat, and he made a speech the other day, which was July 27th at the African and Russian Summit. And he said, and I'm just going to paraphrase it, and I'd love for you guys to actually hear the whole speech, to be honest with you, because the speech is off the chain. You know what I mean? He said in his speech, and I can pull this up, as a matter of fact, I probably should pull it up, that don't feel sorry for us. Don't feel sorry for Africa. Don't feel sorry for my people of Burkina Faso, because we are fighting, and we are fighting against the neocolonialism from France and for all of Africa. So he knows the history of his people. So he's fighting to, you know what I'm saying, make things happen so that they could, one, stop paying this, you know, colony tax that France been putting on them for their freedom. And the reason why countries been, so you might be asking me, why would a country pay France that kind of money? You know what I'm saying? Why would they pay France $28 million a year and a total $500 billion a year? Because when back in the day, when in Guinea, when the president at that time wanted to back out that system, right? Back in the 80s, you want to back out the system. Guess what France did? Man, they tore up the roads, tore up the hospitals, tore up the schools, tore up the police stations, the trucks, the airport, the airlines, the airplanes. Just tore up a lot of things, the banks, anything that helping the country run, anything that France put money in the bill. Because to be honest with you, France only build just like any other country, you know, just like in Haiti, specifically in Haiti, but any country in Africa, they build these roads and these schools and hospitals trying to act like they're being charitable, doing something nice for the people. When in actuality, all they're really doing is supporting the country. That's all they're really doing is supporting the country so they can get their minerals, their support the people, the land, you know what I'm saying? That's all they're doing, and taking it back to their country. You feel me? That's all they're doing. And by the way, France, and this is news to me, maybe you guys know about this, but France also was the big supporters of Boko Haram. Now, if you guys ever remember what was going on in Nigeria some years back when President Obama was still president, if I'm not mistaken, about 9 years ago, when this situation happened back in 2014. And then President Obama was a president in, 2010, I think? So he probably was president at the time. But anyway, 276 girls was kidnapped. 276 girls were kidnapped in Nigeria while they were in the school preparing for the exams. So this group called Boko Haram, they came, stole the girls, and what happened was 57 of them was able to escape. Somehow was able to escape. 80 of them were freed, but the rest of them, 100 of them are missing, and the rest that I didn't mention were forced to marry, you know what I'm saying, different people in a terrorist group. So this is France. They support these terrorist groups. They create this unstableness. They create this because they understand that they keep the country unstable, and they can't focus on defending themselves. And you play chess. If you can't defend yourself, guess what happens? You get attacked, you get beat, you get whooped, whatever the case may be. So this is what's been happening, and unfortunately, guys, it's we don't know what's going to happen in France yet. Well, we know what's going to happen in France because France can't live without Africa. Imagine if Africa was able to cut ties completely with France. What would happen at that time, right? I'm saying, and so I'm going to post this on my Facebook for everybody tuning in on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and all that good stuff. You know what I'm saying? So just want everybody to tune in, check me out, man. I just really had to drop this knowledge because I'm seeing a bunch of information on the news, and I don't even watch. I keep saying the news. I see information about this on New African World Order. You feel me? So everybody tune in, and it's an exciting time. We don't know what's going to happen, but I do know this though: if Africa is able to hold tight, steadfast, and they will be very much able to take their destiny in their own hands. And that's what Burkina Faso is doing right now. They want to take the destiny in their own hands. That's what all African nations need to do right now. And I'm quite sure if Haiti was able to, get tied in with Africa, which they tried to do, you know what I'm saying? But the African Union turned it down. Now that's another discussion. The African Union. What we're gonna do about this African Union? There needs to be I won't say change the name, but it needs to be a new identity for the African Union. They seem too weak. They don't really seem to stand up for African people. Because right now be a perfect time for the African Union to be standing up saying, hey, we condone this, we're against that. I'm not hearing none of that. I'm not hearing none of that. I'm not hearing nothing like that. I'm not seeing nothing like that. They've already showed to me, to be honest, they've shown me that they can't be trusted. They showed me that they can't be, you can't be dependent upon because apparently they're run by Europeans just with black faces. So there needs to be complete revampment of the African Union. It's nothing like Marcus Garvey or Patrice Lumumba or Thomas Sankara. None of them General Toussaint Louverture would have ever condoned or co-signed. And that's just being real because this just don't seem real to me. It just don't seem real to me. And so, and also the Black Caucus. What the Black Caucus is doing. What the Black Caucus represent or standing for. You feel me? You got Haiti, which is the blackest country in the western part of the world. You know what I'm saying? And Haiti's getting ready to be invaded by Kenya. And you know what I just found out? Of course, reading like I'm always doing. Kenya has been somewhat on the borderline with China and America. So America is hiding behind Kenya to force them to come and invade Haiti. Now, why is that important? See, Kenya wants to get close ties with either China or America. China sees this, America sees this, and wants to, form that relationship. So if Kenya chooses America, then it's going to alienate China. So in order for Kenya to get in favor with America and tap into American power or resources that America has, Kenya has the resource, that's the resource. Like all Africa has trillions of resources we're going to get into. But if they're able to, if U.S. is able to get in close with Kenya, now it has some sort of relationship in the East because it's losing Africa. Right now in Niger, where they just had the coup, America has, there's a drone base, a drone military base $110 million they spent on this base alone. And guess what? They can't even use it. It's shut down. So you know they want that back. So I won't be surprised the U.S. sent some secret service, some secret military team out there to go and get that back. But if they can't, if the country is completely against them and stoning them before they can even get to the base, you feel me? Man, shout out to my brothers and sisters in Nigeria, man. Much respect to y'all brothers, man, and brothers and sisters out there, because they standing up. Africa has an opportunity to stand up and change the world right now as we speak, change the whole future. The whole world depends on Africa, y'all. And Africa is not a country. It is a motherland of countries. It's like, what, 52, 53 countries in Africa, in the continent of Africa. So with that kind of power, it should be, some people have been saying, and I watched Dr. Umar earlier, or was it yesterday? Shout out to the brother, shout out to the Marcus Garvey Frederick Douglass School Academy. Love what he's doing. I've been supporter of brother Umar. I've opened up for him a couple of times, and hopefully he comes back to Atlanta. Now, listen, he said the United States of Africa. Now, scratch that. I'm totally against that. I am for. King Kevin Dorval is for, and I'm saying this in everybody's face. What today is? August the 10th. They should say, I call it the United Countries of Africa. United Countries of Africa. You know what I'm saying? That's the name of it. Don't even try to copy or be anything like United States of America. United Countries of Africa. As a matter of fact, I'm probably going to do a video about that sometime soon. But let me also continue saying what, about what I'm saying about the continent of Africa. The continent of Africa has about 40% of the world's gold and up to 90%, 90% of the world's chromium and platinum. Now, platinum is a very expensive and rare, not as rare as iridium, but the only country in the world, two countries in the world that produces iridium. That's South Africa and Haiti. And it's worth $6,000 an ounce, $28 million a ton, right? Now, follow what I'm saying. Africa has largest reserves of cobalt, diamond, platinum, and uranium in the world. It holds 65% of the world's arable land, which is land that you can plant things on, right? 65%. 10% of the planet's internal renewable freshwater source. So let's choose Congo, for example. The DRC, Democratic Congo, diamond, sugar, gold, salt, cobalt, uranium, copper, bauxite, silver, petroleum, cocoa beans, and tropical timber and tropical fuel. The Congo is flooded. As a matter of fact, it's supposedly majority of the natural resources have even been touched. It's untapped resources. It's so rich. That's why people like pigs and devils like King Leopold came to the country and explored the country, killed about 10 million Congolese. I really think it's more like 12 million, but they said it's 10 million Congolese. I mean, the nightmare. They literally had the devil had free reign on a country. So when you got history like that, you can't sell your people out. So I definitely hope that these new leaders aren't trying to be cool with China and Russia, because they're the two mega power outside of the U.S. of the world. You feel me? Because if they're going to get rid of France, don't substitute France with Russia or China. I said that in my last video you guys watched the other night when I said that Haiti's getting ready to be invaded by Kenya, and the Africa is teaming up to fight, and also talking about the Alabama brawl or whatever. But I talked about that. Don't just replace them, man. Africa has the opportunity of a lifetime right now. Africa ain't never had this much courage. Ain't never had as much courage since, I would say, Thompson Kerr died back in 1987. Ain't never had that much courage. And now they got full country standing up, giving France the boot. I guarantee you, if they keep this up, France is going to behead their president. All right? I'm telling you. Mark my words, France, if this keeps up in Africa And the reason why I say this, and I'm going to give you some proof and evidence of why I say this, you know what I'm saying? Because back in the day, when France lost Haiti, or was losing Haiti, because actually it was on the grips of losing Haiti, far as, well, it was at the time Dominican Republic, not Saint Dominique, the Dominican Republic is on the right side, the east side, and Haiti's on the west. But before the names were given, it was called Saint Dominique. Now, when they were losing Saint Dominique, now majority of France, and all of France mercantile system, mercantile industry, all of the port, it was really based on what the money it was gaining from Haiti, from the slave trade. They were making millions of dollars. I mean, it was the richest colony in the world. Now you think about it. You got all the Caribbean, all of South America. You got the colonies of America. Out of all of these countries who making this money off the backs of our ancestors, Haiti made more than all of them combined back in the late 18th century. All of them combined. Sugar, cotton, coffee, you feel me? Haiti was making it because Haiti supposedly, a lot of researchers and historians say Haiti had the worst chattel slavery in the transatlantic slave trade, the Atlantic slave trade. The brutality was so bad that the King of France had to issue something called a Code Noir. And if I'm not mistaken, that was like 1787 when he issued the Code Noir. It was definitely before 1791, 1790, because that's when the Africans, revolted and took over the island. You feel me? So he had issued the Code Noir, like, look, you can't treat your property, so harshly. You just can't kill them. I mean, they were killing, maiming. There was no rules. There was no rule. They could do whatever they wanted to do. Feel me? But when they lost Haiti, man, France went crazy. They ended up killing each other, fighting in France, and all the businesses went topsy-turvy. They even went and got the king. Now, the king and queen were hiding in Palace of Versailles, because Palace of Versailles was just getting built. That's away from the capital, which is in Paris. The Palace of Versailles is not in Paris, or it's outside of Paris. It's a good, I want to say 20, 30 miles or whatever. Man, people went and walked, grabbed the king and queen out the palace, dragged them on chariots, brought them back to Paris, locked them up, and they tried to escape. You feel me? They caught them, and then they beheaded them. Now, the reason I say this is because when you losing money and there's no social structure, economically, the country is going to recession. People are starving. People going crazy. They ain't got no money. You know what I'm saying? Things will get a little crazy. People going to lose their mind because they want to eat. And that's what happened to France then. If they lose the colony tax, I call it the slave tax, from these 14 countries in Africa, which is now the best time to fight and to make sure that they stop paying. Why are they paying these people $500 billion of their own blood, sweat, and tears while the people are starving? It makes no sense. Absolutely makes no sense. So if they continue losing this money, which they will lose, and by the end of this year, we're going into the fourth quarter of the year pretty soon. They lose this money, France gonna go crazy, and because they can't get it out of Haiti like they used to. You know what I'm saying? Haiti is wild west right now, especially in Port-au-Prince, where they centralized all the power. They were smart what they did to Haiti. They centralized all the power in the Port-au-Prince, so that if you stop Port-au-Prince, you stop the country. Port-au-Prince is the heart of Haiti, even though really Cap-Haïtien in the north is. But that's a whole nother story. Now, the oldest president of Africa, Paul Biya, is 90 years old, of the Cameroon, which is very close to Nigeria. Now Nigeria sits on top of Nigeria, Then you got Benin and Togo, and Liberia. These countries are all in the western part. You know what I'm saying? Mali, they're the all western part of Africa. Now, fortunate for me, I was able to study. I had a course called African Studies in college, which it behooves you. If you listen to my voice, whether you listen to my voice August 10th, 2023, or February 16th, 2030, or 2050, whatever year you listen to what I'm saying. If you have an opportunity to take a course on African studies or study any type of African course in college or in high school, middle school, elementary, and even when you're out of school, please do that. It will be a blessing to you, and you will see yourself in the mirror so you can know your true self. You feel me? Because the schools don't really, most schools don't teach you real Black history, African history anyway. But when you go to college and to go more in depth and you have to read and do projects and research, it's going to make you feel confident. A lot of people ask me, why are you so confident? I know who I am. I study my people and extensively. Now, what I wanted to also say was that there's a coup that just happened in Sudan as well. But unfortunately, right now as we speak, there are about 24 million people in Sudan right now. And many of them are starving right now as we speak, today as we speak. So, but they're not going to tell you what role France had to play into that. See, France played a humongous role in turning these countries upside down, supporting terrorist groups. Terrorist groups are bombing, killing, doing all kind of craziness to the African countries. And it's because of the hands of France. Because you know why? And I've been saying this, God knows when, for how long, and in so many of my videos, so many of my lectures, so many of my blogs, and you follow my website, you see what I'm talking about. They want to make sure that these countries are backward, because if the countries are backward, then they can definitely keep the country eating out of their hands. And while they're eating out of their hands, they're going through the back door, robbing the country of their resources, robbing the people of their minds, taking away their dignity. Because a man can't work, he loses dignity in himself. A man who loses dignity in himself is bound to do a bunch of crazy things that, terrorize the community, so to speak. And that's what's been happening. And I definitely want you guys to pay attention to what's going on in the news. Pay attention to what's going on, especially to deal with Africa. Because even the Prime Minister of Italy is asking the United Nations to put a sanction on France for the exploitation and plundering of African countries. I don't know why they haven't done that for Haiti, but they're definitely doing that for countries. And you have to start somewhere. I will honestly say going after France for Africa, it's not a bad call. They definitely should be doing that in Haiti. I think it would be better to go after what they're doing in Haiti first, because France, I might put it out there, force Haiti to pay 150 million gold francs. Was 250 gold francs. Today is equivalent like $20 billion, whatever the number was. You know what I'm saying? $21 billion today. You know what I'm saying? And paying for reparations. Same thing they're doing right now with all these countries in Africa. Haiti, it took Haiti a century and a half, from 1804 to 1947. A century and a half to pay the 150 million. God, it's crazy. There's no way a country would survive doing some shit like that. You're gonna starve to death. And President Boyer, the president of Haiti at the time, what was he thinking to sign that shit? Unless he was a traitor from the beginning, backstabbing. It had to be. Why would you sell the soul of the whole country? Because you're scared to go to war? Ain't you a soldier? Ain't you a warrior? You a president of a military country. Are you scared to go to war? This is why countries should go to war, to defend themselves, defend their communities, defend their homes. This guy literally impoverished the country from back then, and then Bill Clinton jumps in and then puts in this farm bill so he could dump all this cheap white rice into Haiti, forcing the farmers that can't grow anything, and they wonder why they're starving to death. But I could definitely, go on and on about that situation, man. But you see it in my book, Americans and France's Thousand-Year War Against Haiti, Assassination of a Nation. You definitely read about it on my GoFundMe, which you'll see, Stop the War Against Haiti, which I'll probably put in the bottom of the video. And I definitely, just want to drop those jewels on you guys because right now is an African New World Order. It definitely is, you know what I'm saying? And I just can't believe that it took this long for Africa to stand up, but I'm proud of my brothers and sisters. As a matter of fact, I'm even more proud and happy because Marcus Garvey Day is coming up. You feel me? And Marcus Garvey Day, Marcus Garvey was born August 17th. Marcus Garvey Day, uh, many cities around the world having a big festivities for Marcus Garvey. I'm one of them. I'm going to be part of the one that's going on here in Atlanta August 19th, Saturday, August 19th, and I am so happy and proud to be part of that event. Oh my God. So if it's going down trying to Black Madonna, hope you guys please, you know what I'm saying, share the flyer when you see it come through, pull up, do what you gotta do. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just excited to be part of the event. I've been part of it a couple of years now, and I'm just, a pro-black, tall, darker, handsome brother that loves his people. So I definitely hope we stand behind Africa, stand behind our brothers and sisters in solidarity, support our queens out there. Let's do something, man. Right now it's time for Black people to stand up. If they're able to pull this off and steadfast, hold on to what they believe in right now, which is stand up against France. Now they can stand up against America, stand up against Britain, the Portuguese, Spain, all these, China, Russia, all of them. Because to be honest with you, Africa don't need none of them countries. Africa can make the world go round amongst themselves. But it's good to do international business because there's obviously a big market for the cobalt, which is in the computers, the phones, the iridium, those are spark plugs, and space weapons, and heat corrosion spark plugs. I mean, that's gold, which is in everything. Shoot, I'm wearing some gold right now. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely hope some of y'all wearing gold in your mouth. I just hope really that Africa to hold fast, stay strong, do not give up. I really hope and pray more and more African countries team up with Nigeria, team up with Counter-Software, team up with Guinea. And Guinea been had balls, man. They stood up against France a very long time ago. But unfortunately, France took it upon themselves to destroy the country because they stood up for themselves. You know what I mean? And because of that, I guess right now it's payback. You feel me? Because that happened so long ago. You know what I'm saying? That was decades ago. I mean, that must have been, 50 years ago when Guinea stood up against France, the president of Guinea, Dr. Kwame. But I tell you what, though, if sub-Saharan Africa stand up, you know what I'm saying, Congo, South Africa, Madagascar, Mozambique, if these countries would stand up and just be like, look, if we can stay with you guys, if we can team up with you guys, we can help the other African countries who are suffering in the West. Haiti being one, you could probably come out and take over all of South America because they going through right now. Shoot, one of the political officials in Ecuador just got assassinated. What, yesterday, the day before yesterday? So I mean, the world's for the taking. Man, Africa coming to America. Well, you probably won't take it that far. Cut America with that, you know what I'm saying? Well, America has a lot of weapons. You know what I mean? It made that clear. America has a lot of weapons and drones and all that, all the craziness. But I like when Guinea has stood up and France did all that craziness, the president of Ghana donated $10 million. You know what I'm saying? Dr. Kwame donated $10 million to Guinea when they stood up against France. And nothing like that has happened ever since then. You know what I'm saying? Because of assassinations and people just scared and it's just being good puppets. Puppets for France, puppet for America, puppet for Russia. But right now we can create our own identity, new destiny, new future, new everything. Africa could get back on top like it was before. You know what I'm saying? When it was the time of Timbuktu, time of the pyramid times of King Tut and Queen Nefertiti and you know what I'm saying? You know, the what other king I'm missing? What other pharaoh? I can't think of. Pharaoh, I think what other pharaoh? What that big strong? Ramses was another pharaoh. There's a few other pharaohs I can't think of the names right now. Um, but you get the idea. Shaka Zulu, you know what I mean? At that time, when Shaka Zulu lost the war against what is fighting British, I think that was the last of the strong black leaders of Africa when he was gone. The strongest leaders of Africa. You know what I mean? When it was like, yeah, in your face, you know. But anyway, y'all, man, it's King Kevin in the building. I just want to drop those few jewels on y'all. I'll be having more videos coming out. You know, got a big event coming up in Atlanta, October 6th, Friday, October 6th, Haitian Cultural Arts event. Food tasting. It's gonna be the bomb. I'm gonna have Julian the General on the trumpet. I'm gonna have Sierra Nine rapping. You know what I mean? I'm gonna have Chef Lambert, you know, in the kitchen busting out the food. I'm gonna have Haitian artists, Haitian art. I'm gonna have you know, I'm gonna do this something with a statue of God Napoleon. Now, people like Napoleon not black and he's not Haitian. Why you gonna have him have a Haitian cultural event? Well, he's the biggest exporter of Haiti, and definitely one of the first ones of Africa. So, but I'm definitely going to compare and contrast him and General Toussaint Louverture. So, you know what I'm saying? Cheers to all my revolutionary soldiers from Africa to Haiti to Bahamas to Jamaica. You know what I'm saying? To the Tua Islands. You feel me? All of the Caribbean. You dig? Ghana, my Guyanese. Where you at, baby? You know what I mean? Trinidad, Tobago. Hey, bless up. New day and age, new African world order. We are here in the building. If anything I can do to help support my brothers and sisters besides being behind this computer, holler at me. I'm a true soldier, you dig? All right, bless up, y'all. KevinDover.com. And hope you guys like this video. Like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Peace.